Jeanine from Sigma, we are here today with Robert Zammit, partner at WH Partners.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Robert, today?
Very well, thank you.
Amazing. Let's dive right in. So the first question that I want to ask you is about the evolving business models within the iGaming industry and how they're challenging existing regulatory frameworks on the island.
So if we take it from the new business models, one has to keep in mind that the Maltese regime itself tends to be open to new business ideas. The fact that the law was drafted in a way that it's technology neutral,
Okay.
it leaves the opportunity for new ideas to come in and be accepted, obviously within the framework that we have. So maybe the challenge there is to understand how this fits in what we already have.
Yes.
And nevertheless, I believe that with a positive approach with the authorities, you can always get a good idea whether a business model is something which would be acceptable from
Definitely, and
from
whether
the
it would
authority.
actually work as well.
And it would actually work. Then again, nowadays we see a number of business models coming in, especially from the America, where there is a lot of interest in sweepstakes, which is a product which is highly popular there, and they're trying to see how this could be regulated in a jurisdiction like Malta. And that is always challenging to find the right way to actually deliver something which would fit in what we have in the regulation.
Definitely. And how are shifts in consumer behavior, such as people wanting more personalized or real-time gaming experiences, impacting both regulation and also business strategies?
Well, if I may, I could start with the business strategy side.
Okay, definitely.
I think from that perspective, it's definitely something that the businesses are looking at. They know that this is something which they need to focus on. It's a way of actually gaining more users and actually maintaining the user, which is then the biggest step after obtaining is the retention. And this is by looking into emerging technologies like AI, which can help develop a more personalized offer to the client.
Okay.
Of course, this results in looking at it from the regulatory side, which means, is this AI, it's a product which requires certain approvals.
Definitely through AI regulations now as well.
Exactly. Do we need to look into the respective regulations for this? So that is obviously the other side of the coin of getting new technologies in the industry. Of course, one can't stop at what you have and always looking at innovation, and that's what brings you the edge in gaining market share. So it's a challenge which has to be taken into consideration and applied as part of your business strategy at the end of the day.
Amazing. And what impact do emerging technologies, like you mentioned AI, there's also data analytics, there's blockchain, how are these affecting compliance or licensing or maybe even the future shape of iGaming industry?
It's a difficult question. I think the authorities themselves understand that there is the need to have a conversation between the relevant regulators of the different sides of the coin. So the gaming authority needs to be speaking with the authority responsible for the AI nowadays, and there has to be synergy there. There has to be some form of understanding by the operator of where and how these things can be done. And that is, I think, the biggest challenge that one will see.
Especially
with
since things like AI are very new as well, so we're still trying to understand it.
And even the AI Act, the Digital Services Act, these are all items which sometimes are kept on the side and not considered as much important as maybe the main regulation, which is the gaming regulation. But at the end of the day, it's all part of our infrastructure, all part of our digital environment that we need to keep in mind when the businesses are actually looking into getting this kind of innovations into their own operations.
Yeah, a constant conversation between everyone.
Oh, for sure.
Amazing. And looking ahead, how can Malta's regulatory model remain competitive, especially globally, especially since now there are a lot of jurisdictions as well that look to attract iGaming operators with lighter or more attractive packages or rules and terms?
I think here the aim is to be maybe flexible isn't the right word to say, but it's being open to the discussions. As I mentioned in the beginning of our conversation, our law is technology neutral, which gives us the opportunity to actually accept new ideas and be on the forefront of accepting new ideas. Malta was one of the first to accepting crypto in the gaming sphere, and it should keep in mind this kind of initiative. It should be the first to accept these kind of challenges as a regulator, in order for the industry to understand that, yes, I can be here, I can be relevant here, because there is an opportunity for me to grow in Malta with the current regulation, with the current regulator, allowing me to actually flourish with using this kind of technologies.
Amazing. Thank you so much,
welcome.
Robert. This has been Robert Zammit at Sigma Media Lounge.